for Terra Luna Classic has started its staking capabilities, and in my last video I did a bit of a tutorial, asked you how to stake Terra Luna Classic. But in this video I wanted to touch base on the more in-depth explanation as to how Terra Luna Classic staking is going to work, what I'm personally going to be doing with the majority of my Terra Luna Classic position, as well as what's to be expected from the Terra Luna Classic staking capabilities in the future. It's always my name is Classic Crypto. Feel free to go ahead and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. And let's get into it. So here's the deal on the actual documents for Terra Luna. They have a section on staking, and so if you go deeper into this, you're going to begin to find out that staking Luna is a little bit more of a complication than is to be let out initially. Now it is as easy as going onto the Terra Luna delegate. That's it. Put as many as you want and it's as easy as them. But in this video I wanted to touch base on the more specifics of the situation. So let's get started. So this is a validator, right? And so validators are just the big dogs. They're holding down the blockchain, and these are the guys that are really putting out the votes for Terra Luna Class if they hold significant positions in Terra Luna Classic, and so they're given the power to validate. Now you're going to see on a lot of these station.terra.money staking validators, they have this thing called 0% fee and 100% rewards guarantee. Now what that means is that there is a commission-based system. Whereas through the uptime of an actual validator, you're going to be receiving a cut in rewards for helping delegate that proof of stake. But even further than that, they actually have the commission structure here right now on the allnodes.com validator. This is probably the most popular one of all right now. The 0% commission fee means that pretty much all of the profits are going right back to the people staking. Now the max that it could go up to is 100%, which would mean that they're taking all the profits. However, to make you feel a little bit better, there is a max daily change of 1% now. You can see from the validator that the last change did 1 year ago, so they're probably not very likely to be changing it otherwise. And so if there were to ever be a moment where the validator began creeping up the actual amount of staking, while there are a couple of solutions that you can go through them, one of them is the redelegate feature. Really, delegating lets you transfer staked Luna from one validator to another instantly, without having to wait for the 21-day unstacking. When a user relegates stake Luna from validator to another, the validator receiving these stake Luna is barred from making further redelegation transactions for 21 days. This requirement is only applied to wallets that made the redelegation transaction. So essentially, you don't really have to unstage your Terra Luna Classic in order to run away from a potential bad vibe validator that is taking up a majority of the commission. There are actually other nodes out there that are taking a pretty heavy amount of commission fees. For example, this one over here is a 9% current with a 5% max daily change. In fact, you can see over here that the Luna Classic Place USC revival plan was the last time they went ahead and did something. However, they were on the tax/burn 1.2% of all transactions. So this is a pretty decent validator, but what I'm trying to get at is for the most part you're going to want to get to as close to 0% commission as possible. And being able to support some of these smaller validators will be that much better. Now, for example, a very small validator with a decent commission would be something like stakein.com. Now if you go onto stakein.com, they have something very similar. They changed their commission structure 1 day ago, I'm assuming 20%. Now, this is a pretty active validator, and they have been doing some of the pinpoints that, we've wanted the tax burden per 1.2% of all transactions. So this right here would be a pretty decent option. And so when looking at Terra and the Classic, there is something else that you have to think about. And that simply is the fact that when you want to undelete your staking, you're going to have to wait 21 days for the undelegate funds to be available in your wallet. Okay. If you want to undertake, it takes 21 days to get your funds back. So make sure that when you're going ahead and staking that you realize that you're not going to have access to your funds for 21 days. Now your APR obviously depends on the price action of Terra Classic, the voting power, as well as the actual people amount of people actually speaking into a specific delegator. So what do we get from all this and what is the strategy moving forward? So for me with Terra Classic, I do want to explore opportunities in the actual inherent ecosystem. Appropriate exposure. But right now with Terra Classic, this is an ever so evolving asset, and to me I think of the whole, dollar cost averaging as well as taking profits when they're necessary. For me that strategy makes a lot of sense, depending on how long you think Terra Classic is going to be surviving. So as of now, I've actually gone ahead and staked over 50% of my bag in Terra Classic cover. I am keeping a moon bag to be able to take profits accordingly when that day comes. So, being that responsible investor is the number one thing that you should be looking forward to. But if you do take the risk to actually stake your entire bag, not only are you going to be taking away from the amount of supply in Terra Classic, which furthers the burn, which is pretty much what everybody's pushing forward to, but you're also going to be getting a not only riskier, but a much higher reward in terms of your staking delegations. In fact, in my little play wallet over here, you're going to decent APR for something that I staked earlier today. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section regarding Terra Classic. If you learned anything from staking, feel free to go ahead. Send this to your buddies.